Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Clangin and Bangin with Mikey, episode 106. And like I said on my Snapchat last night, what we're going to talk about is how I got started in music, and why jazz is such a big thing in my music production. Most of my tracks, not if not all of my tracks, they have some sort of like jazz element to them. You know, whether it's the instruments or different type of fade in and fade out. Um, but yeah, um, first things first. Yeah, today's Sunday. As you guys know, I don't lift on Sundays, and so it happened to be a shirt I put on. But you should always be active, no matter what, whether it's stretching, whether it's just getting the blood flow. You know, so just take this day to recover. Last things first. First things first. Did you guys see the game between Jacksonville and the Chargers? Yeah, Jacksonville pulled it off. I wasn't expecting that. You know, I thought the game was in. You know that they. I thought the game was over in the first half. 27-0 going into halftime, and the Chargers lose. 30-31. So just goes to show you, as long as you don't quit, you can always succeed. But getting back to the topic at hand, jazz. My dad was a huge influence on me when it came to music. Um, a funny story is when I was in middle school, he wanted me to take up um he wanted me to take up band, and I was like okay. It's like nah, not really. And it's like and so I didn't know this, but in order to try for your high school band, you had to have the production courses in your middle school, and I was like, okay. And I didn't take band either my seventh or eighth grade year. And So when I had asked the band instructor when I was exiting middle school, going to high school, hey, is it possible for me to try for band in high school? He goes, well, like no, unless you already don't know how to read the music, it's gonna be really difficult for you to catch up because you're gonna be dealing with guys who are well versed in whatever instrument field that they're playing. I was like, okay, cool. So that was my mistake of not picking up the instrument, sooner because I probably would have been extremely successful at it. And that's one of the reasons why, as you guys can see behind me, the keyboard. So I taught myself how to play music. I taught myself how to read music. But if I had to go back and choose which instrument I would probably play, it would be the saxophone. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Grover Washington Jr., but Grover Washington Jr. was a saxophonist. He was great at it too. So with that being said, the reasons why I fell in love with the keyboard is because it was simple, it was easy to learn. And my favorite artist of all time is Alicia Keys, and I didn't know this, but that album that she did, Songs in A Minor, I thought it was just a title because when it came out when I was like 12, 11 or 12. I didn't realize that she did an entire album in one key. So I thought that was, great, that she did that. Um, and then I found out later on, several years later, when I was in college, that she had actually dropped out and gone. She was pretty smart too. I believe she was going to Columbia, and she had dropped out to pursue her music, and everybody thought it was a mistake. And 2 decades later, she's probably one of the greatest artists of all time. I did a podcast a couple weeks ago, and one of the guys had asked me, "Oh, if there's one recording artist that you record with, um, who would it be? And I said, oh, well, the singer I would record with would be Ella May, because I think she's just beautiful. You know, I think her voice is amazing. I think, you know, how she's able to make you feel her music is second to none. Um, the key thing with that question is that I wouldn't just record with her. I would record with Alicia Keys. I would record with J. Cole. I would record with Ice Cube. I would record with a lot of dudes, man. And music has always been a part of my life because of that. I was always exposed to different genres, mostly, you know, the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, and then jazz, you know, contemporary stuff. Simply because that's how my that's the time frame that my parents grew up in. My parents grew up in the 50s and 60s, and so with that being said, it was definitely a time where music was king. You know, I'm talking vinyl records. I'm talking you know, all kinds of different genres and all that stuff. And so um, with that being said, I'm actually working on this one track, and the project that I'm working on is like this project is so overdue. It's called the Life album. The Life album, it's a year overdue, and it's basically me being. The reason why it's taking me so long to get it done is because for a longest time I wasn't confident in the work I was doing. Not that the beats were whack, because the beats weren't whack. It was the fact that my lyricism and wordplay wasn't up to par, and I was so concerned with what other people may think of me in terms of my delivery, my ability, and everything else. It's because of my speech impediment, and because sometimes when I get excited, I stutter, and so a lot of the times in these records, I will talk, but it would be a very wouldn't be it wouldn't flow perfectly. So what I would have to do, I would have to punch in my lyrics, my bars, because if I gave you a 16, it would be like rolling down the street on a Sunday, oh, it's fun day, but and then the stutter would come on, then I would get frustrated. So what I would have to do, I would have to punch in those lyrics, and I would have to make sure that if the melody or the beat changed up, I would have to make sure that it was on point, it was on key. And like I gotten pretty good at editing and whatnot, so you really can't tell which is punched in and what's not punched in. But when it comes down to it, man, yeah, music has always been a release for me. It has always been something that I look forward to doing. Even even in the times where I'm depressed and whatnot, or have anxiety, that's one of the things that calms me down. Is that and I think it's very important to do that, because a lot of people they'll go through certain periods or seasons in their life, and they'd be like, oh, well, I'm not too sure if I should be doing this or doing that. But in reality, it's like, you know, um, if you don't follow your passions or your dreams or your goals, then what are you doing? And I think a lot of people, they just don't know how to um, compartmentalize, what they want versus what other people want them to do. There's a lot of things that people will do and say because it sounds good, because it's socially accepted. Um, and yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's also imperative that you follow your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. And that's one thing music has always been. One of the goals for me is to get music placements in movies. So I'm slowly working on my craft, trying to get better with that, and just trying to, well, not just movies, but just TV shows, because every time they play your beat, you get a check. So, and once you get a movie, bro, it's a wrap. And that's the goal, man. The goal is to, uh, take the passion from a hobby and make it into a lifestyle. And I mean, I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna be the dude that you see in the gym. I'm still gonna be that charismatic cat. But I'm never gonna stop chasing my goals, and I'm never gonna stop being me. And I've been doing music for probably 15 years, 15, 16 years, and so you know, and I'm never gonna stop, because if you stop doing what you love, you know, what are you here for? But anyway, man, I'm gonna get back to watching these basketball games. Oh yeah, basketball games, and see, there you go. That's a study right there. I'm gonna get back to watching these football games. I got the Bills over Miami, and I got Minnesota over New York, and I got Ravens. My Ravens over Bengals. But we'll see. The last game, I don't know. It's hit and miss, and so we got guys who are out. Lamar's not playing, so I'm still gonna rock with my team though. All right, y'all. Hope y'all keeping it in 4 P's. See, there you go. Private, player, positive, pushing. I see y'all next week. Love y'all. Ghost. And like I always say, know your worth. Ghost.